from next page, page 12. This is an important part, and I would like you to read again and again until you feel comfortable about emergency protocols. So the best scenario is that we don't have to look at this and we don't have to go back this page and there is no emergency, everyone is happy and going home. That's the best scenario, but we always wanted to be ready just in case emergency occurs. The most important thing is when you face the emergency, you are not the only one who has to handle. So if it's during the program hours, during the daytime, you can always call your group coordinator. If your group coordinator is not available, then there is an emergency number that you can reach 24/7. So I just wanted you to remember that you are not alone to deal with the emergency. No matter what happens, you will work as a part of the team and you will get the support. Okay, so page 12. I want to go to importance of emergency cards. So emergency card is a very small the size is like this. And it's like a business card size.
I see.
And yes, and the student can write their host family's information in that card. And just a moment, please. I just wanted to show. Can you see?
Yes.
Yes. So the student can write their own host family's information. And the back of the card, there is this is the emergency call number that anyone can call. And this number is available 24/7. So it's very important to give this card to the student upon arrival. So no matter if your group has a welcome ceremony, or sometimes we don't do the ceremony and just match the student with the host families upon the arrival. No matter what style of the arrival that you are handling, please remember to give this card on the first day when they arrive. So usually the student will come to the meeting location by the coach. Sometimes MELI arrange the coach, sometimes the agent arrange the coach, but that is the first moment that PC, that is you, will meet the group. So if there is no ceremony and if the student will just get off the bus and match with the family and just leaving and coming back the next day for the program, you can just get on the bus and give this card and just introduce yourself quickly before you dismiss the students. And if you have the welcome ceremony inside the facility, that's easy and you can just explain this in front of everyone. But please remember to give this card on the first day.
On the first day, yes.
Yes. And if the incident happened during the program hours when you are with the group, you can, so your responsibility is, of course, like if that is the incident that you can resolve, please go ahead and resolve. But most important thing is to get information and let the office, office by like a GC or emergency line that there is an incident that need urgent care. And I always encourage to use this incident report. That is Appendix 1. So that's from page 49. There is an incident report template. And usually if the student has to go to the hospital or any sort of emergency care needed, we need to write this report. But regardless of if you have to submit a report or not, I encourage you to use this incident report form to gather the information. Because when you are just following this report, it says what happened, and that's you can easy to describe, but where did it happen? And if you are not in front of the student, when that incident occurred, you have to collect the information from either ESL teacher or student. And when did it happen? So it's easy to follow these reports to collect the information that you have to pass it on GC or the emergency call on-call person. And
I see.
yes, and like I said, you are not alone to solve the issue. If you need advice what to do, and you can always call. So the first thing, unless if you have to call 911, call 911 first, then report can be done after you call 911.
If that case of emergency.
Yes. And if the incident were to happen after the program hours, likely you are not going to be involved unless we call you and ask for help. So in the past, the example of the PC involving the case is that the student was at the host families and the student has to go to the emergency hospital. So the host family and the local coordinator take the student to the hospital, but the chaperone needs to go to the hospital to be with the student as well. Then in the past, I called the PC for the help, and the PC immediately let the chaperone know about the emergency and accompanies or like drive them to the hospital. Or something that sometimes local coordinator need help, you may get a call. So after hour or during the weekend, that's not your program hours, but please remember that you will be on call basis, and sometimes you get a call for the help. So if you have a plan during the weekend or after the program, that's okay, but please let the GC know ahead of time so that the GC knows that you are not available. Then GC will think about other way to support the local coordinator and the student and teacher.
Okay, I will.
Yes, thank you. And emergency communication flowchart on the page 13 is shared with the chaperone upon their arrival. So they have the same chart as this one. Yes. But this is pretty straightforward. So if the student is sick or injured when during the program hours, then the student will either stay at school or go to hospital. Then the communication will be happening between program coordinator, chaperone, students. And after the gathering the information, program coordinator will either call the emergency line or GC. Then after that, on the bottom, the program coordinator will be in charge of informing the home country. So usually the group coordinator will call the agent will call the school will call the parents. Do you have any questions about the emergency situation?
So who are the emergency number person? Are they also the MRI staff?
Yes, that's a good question. Yes, they are MRI staff. So we have a BC office and Ontario office, and we take turn to be on call. So usually we have person on call that is a main person to take emergency calls. And we have backup person on call. So just in case this person is taking maybe another emergency call or just not available, then there is a backup. And we have third person who has authority to make the bigger decision. So these three people are working together. But during the program time, majority of students, like I said, are from Japan. And if the student has to call the emergency line, we have a person on call, backup person, and there is a Japanese speaking backup person. So this Japanese speaking backup person will be notified if they need a Japanese speaker. So if the student calls the emergency line and the MLI staff answers, but when we realize that, okay, we need Japanese speaker, then Japanese speaking MLI staff can call back to assist.
I see.
Yes. I hope we don't have to use this plan, but it's always good to remember that you have a support and there is protocol.
It's good. That's really important.
Yes.